Hello, and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. I've decided that I wanted to start doing Booktube because I've been on YouTube for ages and I did not know that there was this whole other world called Booktube that existed on YouTube, and it's full of book reviewers who are chatting about the books that they've read and stuff, and I just thought, oh, I'd love to do that, because I read a lot. I get through a lot of books, and once I've read a book I will rate it on Goodreads and I'll write a couple of lines about what I thought about it and stuff. But I really wanted to do a short video on each book that I've read, and just to talk about what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and just to sort of digest it a bit more, rather than just writing a couple of lines on it, because I get through that many of them that I look back and I don't remember the half of them. So this will help me to digest the books a bit better, and reflect on what I have read. So with that being said, I'm going to start off today. If you hear anything in the background, by the way, that's Snowy the cat. He's playing beside the curtain there, so ignore. So yeah, I'm going to start today with a book that I've just finished, and it is called Her Name Was Rose, and it's by Allan. I'm going to put a little picture up here, see if that works. If it doesn't work, I'll attach something when I'm editing. So yeah, I really loved this book. It's a psychological thriller, and I think it's the first psychological thriller that this author has written. If not the first, maybe the second, but it's like her 11th or 12th book or something. She's written a lot of books, and her previous books were kind of women's fiction or chick lit. So this is her sort of branching out into another genre, and there's just so much to it. I really loved it. It looks very much at the whole issue of social media and the grass being greener on the other side, and looking at someone's lifestyle on Facebook and seeing the photographs and seeing the status updates and thinking that they've got this wonderful life. And it kind of looks at that whole thing really of how we portray ourselves on social media. I know I'm a little bit guilty of it as well, actually. I think I tend to only post things if I'm in a good space, or if I want to remember a nice day. If I'm in a bad place, I probably just go very quiet on social media. But yeah, it kind of looks at all of that side of things. And there's loads of different themes in it, like depression and domestic violence. It looks at those kind of things too. So there's a lot to this book. Also, the pace of it is very, very fast. It just doesn't stand still. There's constantly something happening, and then you'd be reading it thinking, oh, I think it's that person that's done that, or that person that is guilty of that, and then something will happen and that'll turn that on its head. So each scene kind of moves the story along really quickly, and there's a lot going on, and it just doesn't stand still. I read it inside like 3 evenings. I read it in the evening after work, and yeah, I got through it in about 3 nights, I think. And when I was halfway through, I was texting my sister saying, you've got to read this, and I can't put it down, and all that kind of thing. So it is very gripping. And I actually read it twice. I read it the first time, and then I went back and read it again, and I wanted to read it a second time after I knew what had happened. I knew what the outcome is, and actually on reading it the second time, it was really interesting. The language and it was just very cleverly written. So I'll not say too much more than that because I don't want to give any spoilers. The other thing that was lovely about it was that it was set in Derry, and I haven't read too many books set in Derry actually, and I'm from Derry myself. I lived there until I was 18, and my parents still live down around that direction, and so I recognise loads of the street names and the places, and so that was really nice to read a book that was set in my hometown. Because I listened to it on Audible, it was narrated by either an actress from Derry or an actress with an extremely good Derry accent, because it was spot on. I think she must be from Derry because the accent was spot on. So it was quite nice to hear that sort of lyrical accent the whole way through, and it made it feel much more authentic as well because of the setting. The other thing that I liked about it is that because I suppose maybe because Claire Allen's previous books have been sort of romance or chick lit, she kind of nods at the romance side of things and the dating side of things, and those scenes were just really nicely written, really effortlessly written. And I suppose, you know, because she's written so many books in that genre, it was nice to read those scenes. And so it was kind of nice that even though it was a psychological thriller, it sort of nodded at that a little bit, and I enjoyed reading those sides of it too. And lastly, the thing that was nice about it was that it kind of flitted back from past to present a little bit, and switched between two characters. And I normally don't really like that when a book flits back and forth, but it worked, you know, and you weren't sort of going, oh, what's happening now? And you know, it was very easy to pick up what was happening, and it just flowed along really quickly. So a huge thumbs up from me. I really enjoyed this book. I actually think it's up there as one of my favourites now. A good book to start off my booktube with. I have got another book to review, but I think I will do it in a second video and just keep these kind of short and sweet. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a like. Drop a comment if you've read this book or you're considering to read it. Please subscribe if you'd like to see some more book reviews from me. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!